Are you a business owner or a marketer and you're looking for a place to improve your business skills or ability? Then you are on the right channel. Hi, my name is Mirabel. I'm welcoming you to Glittarz TV. Don't forget to like, share, turn on the notification bell. So whenever we post a subsequent video, you'll be able to get notified. Bye!
Hello, my name is Jones Chemela, and of course, you know how we do it here. If this is the first time of joining us, this is a community where, as young entrepreneurs, we grow ourselves, we try to improve in our skill and whatever we're doing. We try to stand out and be among the best in society. We go as far as going to different places to bring various topics, various clips, just to teach this community how to stand firm. A lot of entrepreneurs have been asking this question deep down their hearts. Most of them will not ask it outside, you understand? But deep down their heart, they're asking this question. What is the possibility of building a multi-million business? How can one achieve these great heights? Having a multi-million dollar, it's not easy. Growing a business to that great standard. A lot of entrepreneurs have been asking, how do one get to this level in life? In my own research, I think it just needs some few basic steps, disciplines. Just stick to the rule. And you don't expect this achievement to come in just 1 year. I was shuffling through the internet and I came across this episode of The Mindset Profits. And on that podcast, the guests all talked about the basic rules that they put in place to make sure that they get to the level where they are now. These are top guys in the Ghana entrepreneurship industry. So I feel this video is going to be of very great help to this community. So without wasting much of our time, let us watch this video together and we'll be right back.
Welcome to another edition of Mindset Profits, and I am sitting with an elite panel of entrepreneurs today who have been part of the SAP Foundation program, and we just want to talk about how to build a resilient business in South Africa. What's
Not
working?
just in South
What's working
Africa,
for them?
anywhere across Africa and the world in
curious
general.
who wants to introduce themselves first. Ladies first.
Well, as they always say, ladies first.
You're good with ladies first.
No, I'm good with that, thank you.
Yeah.
So my name is Nomathemba Silisho and I am an entrepreneur. I run a transport and logistics business and I am based in Bronkhorstspruit.
Nice.
Thank you.
Wait. Nomathemba forgot to say I'm an award-winning
Oh yes, I am
entrepreneur.
SAP Tolwana, award-winning entrepreneur coach. Thank you for that. Yes, I am an award-winning entrepreneur.
Yeah, it's a nice thing to say about yourself, eh?
Really
No,
feels
it
good
feels
to be
good
at the
to
top
say
of your
it.
game.
Well, I guess I should have started. Now the pressure is on.
After award-winning
Well, after
entrepreneur.
award-winning, what more comes after that? Yeah. So, thanks, Coach Ntando, for bringing me on the pod, and quite an interesting conversation we'll be having. So my name is Ubong Ankhatebe, and I'm the founder of Strategic Business Moves, a business that looks into entrepreneurs and digital marketing. So yeah, it has been an interesting journey, and I'm proud to say that still today I am an alumni.
So guys, what has worked for you in entrepreneurship? Looking at what you've learned over the years, what's working? I want every entrepreneur that's interested maybe to be a part of the program or just generally to do well in business, to hear from you guys what you've seen working out there.
For me, Coach, to be quite honest, I've learned a lot throughout the program, and the mentorship has actually opened my mind a lot. So what stood out for me was compliance. I think when starting the program, I wasn't really clued up about compliance. It was just running a business. And being in the program actually opened my mind to say you need to have a data room and always have your documents in place. As an entrepreneur, for you to be able to attract more opportunities and for you to be able to be available when needed as an entrepreneur. And I think being able to always get my compliance in place really opened my mind and opened
Makes
up
you
me
good
to
to
more
go.
opportunities.
It's funny you say you start with compliance, because I was talking to another entrepreneur who was saying, I'm tired of programs, because every program I go into, they're going to say compliance. I go to another one, they'll say compliance. I almost wanted to ask, why are you hopping from program to program in the first place? What would you say is like comes top of mind when I ask what's working out there?
Well, looking at business from all angles, when we started out in 2020, the foundation of starting and running a successful business, it always has to be with getting your things right.
Yeah.
And that means different things for different people. Like when we were part of one of the first trainings that the workshops that we took part in, it was plugging in the holes in the bucket, you know. And I remember the auntie taking us through all of that, and it has stuck with me ever since, because you might have a good concept, you might have a good idea, you might have a good product, but if there are still holes in the business that are not plugged in, money will be flowing in and flowing out.
You find yourself
and
always falling back.
as a business moving from one program to the other, because you don't actually understand or know
You're
what
not
is.
fixing those holes.
You're
And
not fixing those holes, yeah.
It's really money leaks, mistakes that a business is making, systems that a business doesn't have that they should be having, and they are bleeding money on the side and they're not aware, losing opportunities and they're not aware. And that what you're talking to really means money for a business like that won't make a difference.
Exactly,
because
yeah.
They'll give you 100,000 now. In 3 months it will be gone and your business will still be at the same place. And another program gives you 500,000. 6 months later you're still at the same place because your business had holes that you didn't plug.
True. Yeah.
You're leaking money, you had blind spots that you never paid attention to.
Yeah.
Well, as many might have heard that if money is the reason why you haven't started, you don't have a reason, you know. And well, looking at it from both ends, it's actually true. Yes, money might not be the reason why you've not started, and money might be the reason why you have not started, you know. But then for a person who calls themselves an entrepreneur, if there is actually a need, a problem in the market, then you are able to solve the problem at a profit.
Yeah.
So we can look at many ways for a business to actually start. Others might start with an idea, sell it to the public, and have a waiting list and say, I'm going to give you this after a certain period of time, and people pay you upfront for you to develop that. And for businesses at that stage, if they then don't plug in the holes, yes, people might see the value that you're going to bring to them, but then the money might as well evaporate as soon as it comes into the business. So getting your systems, getting your processes in place, in order, I think that's what works for any
That's the
successful
support
business.
that
Yeah.
a lot of people, and it's really, there are good businesses with great products that close shop.
Yeah.
And sometimes it doesn't make sense.
Yeah.
But why? We loved you. We supported you. We were buying. What's wrong?
And what happened?
Yeah. I think it also comes back to the issue of compliance, and this is a major and a challenging one for entrepreneurs. And compliance goes beyond having a CK document. It goes beyond having SARS compliance, you know,
Tax,
and
yeah.
having tax, COIDA and UIF. It goes into the specific industry you want to venture into.
Putting systems in place.
Exactly,
yeah.
putting systems in place. So if you are into logistics, what compliance do you need to adhere to? If you are into moving hazardous products and chemicals, what do you need to adhere to? So for as much as a person needs to come with credentials whenever you're going to apply for a job, the same thing that investors and programs are looking at. So you are coming in and you're saying that you need assistance or you are able to do this for us, but in terms of compliance, your documents don't aligned to what you are actually looking.
And it helps when you're looking for funding, especially, but it also helps when you're looking for opportunities.
Yes.
There are databases you can't get into.
True, yeah.
Because you're not compliant.
Yes, that's true. That is
You're
very
smiling
true.
at that one.
No, the thing is something that I struggled a lot with, Coach. Like I said before the program, I struggled a lot. Like I just had a CK document and I was registered with SARS, but I really, it really didn't matter to me if it's filed or anything like that.
Yeah.
But now I make sure my SARS is up to date. I make sure that my filing is up to date. My safety files are up to date. Like I ensure that my compliance is always in place, and I've now
When your
got
compliance
systems in
line,
place
please,
to say,
you're ahead of
okay,
your
when this
competitors.
expires, it needs to be now, soon be replaced. So I've learned through the program that you need to always be compliant. If tomorrow you were to ask me, Norma, please send me this, I have that.
Okay.
Yes.
That's wonderful. I was talking to a tax practitioner yesterday, and she mentioned something that was interesting, along with in the line of what you guys are talking about, that one of her clients who made, I think, 20 million or something, but they are closing shop because they had a contract of the 20 million, and when they received the money, they spent the money on nice cars and stuff. Actually, they received half the money, spent the money. The contract got cancelled before the second half was to come. I think the person they were working with shut down or something. But when it got shut down, because of how they spent the money on the nice cars and stuff, which is what a lot of entrepreneurs do, what they didn't account for was the tax. They charged even the tax money, the VAT money and the tax money. And now SARS came saying, hello,
Yeah.
where's
we are
our
here.
money, chief? We are here.
Yeah. So these things they seem they look quite simple. So looking at that particular business that you're referring to, for a business to be successful or building a resilient business,
Yeah.
it means you as the entrepreneur, you need to evolve as the business evolves. So if you are operating a 20 million rand business like a 200,000 rand business, it's soon going to collapse in itself, because processes and systems and everything else that forms the foundation of building a 20 million rand business is not in place. So looking at different levels and stages of growth for a business, it means then that even internally, systems and processes, they need to align to the next stage or level of that. So the type of accountant that you are using, it needs to be a different accountant. You can't be using the guy that you're using to file
At 200.
at 200,000, and then the guy doesn't understand in terms of input and output, and in terms of your tax and your VAT. Now you've got employees. Now you need to have all of those things. They need to align to the stage of the business. So the nice thing about being part of a program such as the Tulwana program is the mentor that is assigned or appointed to help you through the process is a person that is going to build up a mindset not only for that 18 months, but a mindset that will
That
push you
carries you after
beyond
the
that
program.
18 months. Yeah. So you can imagine when we started out, 2019, when we were still in the process of being part of the program.
Yeah.
2019, that is when the business was actually growing. We were in Soweto, and the first international accredited beauty training provider in Soweto. You know what? We were actually excited.
Now
and we
we're
like,
flexing. Let's go.
yeah. So having been there and starting out in 2019, we rolled out the program 2020, excited, going to Cape Town and being there for the training and all of those stuff. Everything was rose and stuff. But then we didn't know that 3 months down the line, there was going to be COVID. And being in the training space, being in the beauty space, when the lockdowns were being rolled out, we were the last to be considered
to be open.
Yeah. So when the restrictions were coming out, they were like, it's not an essential business. But according to who? Because women are always spending hours on the mirror. But then our sector was mostly hit. But did it stop us? Did we shut down? We didn't. And hence, even today, we had to move out of Soweto because 2021, when we thought things were getting better, then there were riots, and no one wanted to come to Soweto. So that very same business that we thought was going to be the pride of Soweto, being an international accredited training provider, well, we had to move out because of the market conditions, and we had to move to a place that clients felt more comfortable
coming.
Yeah.
Okay.
So even beyond that 18 months, what we are able to then still push and apply, even today, it was that mentorship that was essential for us to be standing even where we are.
I love it. Guys, when you look at all the strategies and tactics you've applied to grow your business since then, since before the program, since after the program, what would you say has really worked to push you? I know you've said compliance. Can you think of something else that
Yes, I
has
can
had,
think of a lot, Mr. Awesome. In fact, I was allocated a very beautiful hearted lady, Obatabile Moreki, as my mentor.
Yeah.
And
She is good.
big up to her.
She is good.
No, she is very good. She is very good. Obatabile really helped me because she was like, Noma, you can't be operating with only one client. And I'm
That's
like,
a very risky
I make
game.
money. And she was like, no, but you can't be running a business with only one client. And I was like, and then she said, should the client close shop, then your business closes. And I was like, yes, that's true. Then that's when I was like,
It
okay,
hit
I
you.
need to start thinking about other clients that I need to approach and start working with. And she was very helpful with that as well, to say, start looking amongst to where else can you get clients. You can't only be relying on one client and one
Go for
industry.
more
Maybe
options.
also try to pivot a bit and get more experience in other sectors, because your sector is not really stable. As much as it's male dominated, there's not really much room for women at this point. Try to position yourself to actually not be shaken by the system. And she really, really helped me a lot, because now I was able to attract more clients and just broaden myself in the logistics space.
Is that why you won the award?
Yes.
Yeah, well,
Yes, because we implemented the strategies, and I actually now started working with different clients and trying to get more opportunities in other spaces, and now pivoting to the other transport spaces where I'll do shuttle services, do transportation of private school kids, and you understand what I'm saying. So I just grew myself in the space, bought more trucks, and yes, we got more trucks, and then we were able to grow ourselves. And yeah, that's how we actually won the award, because we created more employment, and yes, our revenue also grew.
when you look at the difficulty of working in a male-dominated industry, what stood out for you? What shifts did you have to make to survive there? Because many leave that industry for that very reason.
To be quite frank, Mr. Awesome, I what shift my mindset is I need to think like a man as well.
Yeah.
Yes, I need to think like a
What does
man.
that mean?
Oh, yeah.
What does that mean?
It means now I should not only feel sorry for myself and be comfortable. So nothing grows when you are comfortable. And I actually learned that I also need to now stand up and go look for the opportunities, and not only rely and think that they will come to me. So now I shake up and I just go and knock on doors to say, can I now bring my trucks and work there? Can I now do this? Can I transport your staff and do that? This is what we do.
You are not waiting for permission.
No.
Yeah.
I disrupt.
You said for that.
No, taking from what Noma is saying,
Yeah.
what has really worked for us is the partnership I have with my business partner, who happens to be my wife as well. So I work on the business, and then she works in the business.
Repeat.
So our roles is I need to work on the business, and then she needs to work in the business. So I have an eagle's eye view of what is happening, and she implements in the business. So I go crazy with all these ideas and all of those things, and then she's the one who implements. So this gives me an opportunity to see when markets are about to change, or if there's any opportunities out there. So she doesn't have to do in and out at the same time. So that is actually what made us work.
That's
How did you
indeed a
come
good
up with that
partnership.
agreement in the first place? I'm just curious.
Well-
and jealous, but mostly curious.
Yeah, no, it's looking at what strengths does one have. So we have different strengths and different weaknesses that we use to complement each other. And because we are a small team, it works out. And when you are now building up a team, that's when you'd find that there are different levels of leadership, where from EXCO, middle management, and then the functional teams right at the bottom, where the supervisors, and then the employees. So with us, that structure works well. There is no hierarchy because we are all in the same level in making decisions. But the point that I'm trying to drive is when you are too much involved in the driving of the trucks in the case of Unoma. When is she going to go to the clients? When is she going to do business development? So as a business, you need to then grow it to a point where you're able to step out of it and be able to manage the business from a distance and work on it and build it, unlike being the one that now is cleaning the floors and wiping the counters.
And always stuck in there.
And you always get stuck in there. Be comfortable enough to allow other people to run the business while you are looking from outside.
I think everyone starts there doing the thing.
Yeah.
And most people struggle to shift and transition to working on the business and managing the business from it. How was the shift like for you now?
The shift was so difficult for me, Mr. Awesome, because I think I work with mail a lot, and my husband was still in corporate at the time, so I had to actually now work with most of the guys all the time, and sometimes I like ubaba omdala to say, please adhere to this, and they just see you as a young woman. You understand what I'm saying?
So it was hard
It
to
was
hold
very hard.
all the men accountable.
Yes, it was very, very hard, but I had to grow the thick skin, and they now understand when you say, can you do this? Then it gets done. So fortunate enough, my husband also resigned from corporate and he joined the business now. So now at least now
so you two are
I'm now
both doing
working
this
on
thing.
the business. And he's now working in the business
So
as well.
for you,
So
it's the other way
vice
around.
versa.
It's always a
always
good
the
deal
husband
working
who's
alongside
doing
with
their
your
job,
spouse.
Yeah, no.
To come and support.
Yeah, no, and he's a very, very, very supportive husband. My husband does it very nicely. The job, I can't think of anybody else who could do it better.
Yeah.
Wow. Okay.
And an interesting one, and then when you talk about compliance as well, it comes down to, here is a person who is more qualified than you, more experienced than you. At times it might be a person who's older than you. And remember, as Africans, we're like, hey, Banbani, you need to, don't forget to, trying to be polite. But compliance in the form of HR and having SLAs and contracts, well, you don't have to have a tough conversation. You can just remind the person of, don't forget.
This is what you're supposed to do.
This is what is expected of you. So if you don't comply, then you'll be out. And there's no hard emotions because compliance
Once
on
there's
its
a
own.
contract, emotions are a bit.
We put emotions aside and we
neutralized.
say, we agreed on this. The KPI says, the SLA says.
So you're saying for many businesses, the mistake really is there's nothing agreed that's on paper. We're working heart to heart to say, you are here, you must work hard.
Yeah.
On what?
Yeah,
You
we
must
spoke
work
about
hard.
this.
Find something.
Yeah. So when compliance is right, and compliance, as we were talking about it earlier, it goes beyond having a CK document and having the UI number that shows that you are compliant. It goes to every aspect of the business, because if health inspectors arrive and they get there and there are no signs and there is no safety file, the business
You're
will
in
shut
trouble.
down. You're in trouble.
All right, so I think the last time I called Bongan for a conversation, there's one thing that he taught me, and it was a powerful lesson: the power of social media. Maybe you can go deeper on that, because we can't end this without you going deep. I need every small business owner who does not use social media or thinks it won't help their business to just shift a mindset around it.
I think it starts with the mindset, and it actually makes me, I don't know, it makes me uncomfortable. as to how small businesses are neglecting social media. And this is just a low-lying fruit. You need to start where you are. You don't even have to complicate it with ads and all of these other stuff. Just start by showing people what you're doing. That's how we started out. 2016, I remember it was in April. 2016, started a page, and then we just showcased the work that we're doing. And within that day, we had grown up to 1,000 followers in just one day. And ever since then, our business has been relying mainly on using social media. Wow. So you don't have to be an expert at this thing. Just show people what you are capable of doing. Let's look at what happened with TikTok. TikTok broke all the traditional nice fancy.
Hello, we want to show you the efficiency of one of the chemicals in our store right here in Shampa Estate, Enugu. Do you know, after mixing and using this cement on the surface,
a few moments later,
Permahad made it ×3 stronger in just minutes. In our store, we still have Aquadis that makes you handle waterproofing without difficulties. We also have Silver Guard, which is used in increasing the durability of the Aquadis. We have Permaseal for treating leakages, cracks on the wall, and things similar. Lastly, we have the Permahard that makes your concrete ×3 harder in minutes. So what are you waiting for? Contact us with this number on your screen and experience this magic.
Things that other platforms are looking for. So it's not about creating the perfect post. It is about connecting to clients, because there's always a need out there, and just show people that you're able to provide or solve a problem that they're actually experiencing.
That's wonderful, man. I'll give one example. I know you've got many. One example of how social media created the nice problems of too much business for you.
Well, let me take it back to 2019. 2019, it was social media that we used for us to actually sell out a course that we were going to be offering in Soweto.
How did you do it?
Well, my wife is a qualified beauty therapist. She's got qualifications and the diplomas and whatever. So she was central to that particular campaign, saying that, okay, guys, you've been asking us about training, and this is now what we're offering you. The cost of the cost for that course was 50,000. So there was one student that came in with the brother, driving a very expensive car, saying that, why do you want to come to these people? There are better institutions than this one. Why don't you want to go there? She says, it's because the person who's going to train me is a person that I'm looking up to. And how did it get to that? Through social media. Guys, giving people free content. This is how you do a brow. This is how you hold a brush. This is how you apply lipstick. And from there, we sold out a course in 2020. 50,000 rand, yeah. It's an internationally accredited course.
Yeah,
we needed to pay the bills. We needed to get the correct the assessors and moderators and facilitators that were adequately qualified for them to deliver that particular course. So we're sold out. Even the short courses that we were offering, they were sold out. Even the part-time courses that we're selling, they were sold out. Why? Because of the person behind the camera. They didn't have to even advertise and say all of these things. She just said, guys, you want to start a beauty business. I can show you how to start it. Enroll for this course. Not only that, we are going to offer you this and this. Hold your hand until you get this thing. That's why we're sold out. So there's a plumber out there, exceptionally skilled, got all the qualifications. Everything is in place. The only thing, just take that, we used to call it Bobejan spanner.
Yeah.
Take that Bobejan and open that tap and show people how to fix a tap. There's men like me who have never fixed a tap before. So when a tap is broken, what do? I'll remember you because you've shown me that you know how to solve the problem. So there's a person who is selling, who wants to start an online shop, and you're a good stylist already. People are always applauding you. Just take those pictures, put them out there. And as people are commenting, build up a community so that you are able to then take the business forward.
Why did you shift to paid advertising?
Because through organic you can reach up to a certain demographic or a certain number of people. So when you are doing paid ads, that's when it takes you further.
And you reach more people.
Exposes you to more people. Not only that, through paid ads, you can then target a specific market that you're looking for. So the advantages of having paid media or paid ads is that. So let me just take it back slightly as to why social media is such a big thing, and it's a low-lying fruit that small businesses can take advantage of. We can see influencer marketing now is a big thing, but where does it start? What are the foundations of influencer marketing? It is word of mouth. So brands would say we need influencers so that they can spread the word within their circles. So traditional media, like having to advertise on radio and on television, is expensive. And finding influencers to speak about your brand to people, influencers that can relate to them as individuals, makes it
Easier and cheaper.
Exactly. And how many times have we done or purchased stuff because it was recommended by a friend? So if I've got a followership of 10,000 and I'm able to recommend things to those people, or even 1,000, and they buy, if I tell them about it, word of mouth moves products much quicker than having to do paid ads. So paid ads is just one aspect of it, and then there's also influencer marketing. Micro-influencers can also
support a business.
Support a business in making sure that it drives sales.
You know what I'm loving with, and generally what I love working in the program and working with you guys, is when I listen to you, I always learn, eh? I'll be learning in silence.
Yeah, I'm also learning.
So it's you guys who make me sound smart in the next workshop. I won't quote you and say, Unoma Nebogani said, I'll just spit it out and they'll say, yo, you are awesome.
Yeah.
So I sit in privilege. No, when you look at generally your journey, and I don't know if you've ever had a battle with confidence and just growing as a person and as a woman in entrepreneurship, what's your advice for others who lack in confidence, who struggle with self-esteem? And when they listen to us now, they'll say, you make this sound easy. It's not. Every time I try one rejection, I give up, and it's so hard to try again. And Norma talks about, I bang doors.
Yeah.
I don't wait for permission. And I say, yo, I banged one, and they said, you're useless. Go.
Yeah.
I can't go back and face that again.
Mr. Awesome, growing up, I struggled a lot with self-esteem. I struggled a lot because of my hearing issue.
Yeah.
I've got a hearing disability, you know that. So growing up and, being in a space where people couldn't really hear you couldn't really hear them when you were talking, and they're like, hey, we understand. So
People would say that to you.
Yeah, hey, so it really killed my self-esteem growing up as a child. And it took me a long time to recover from that. It really took me a long time, and yeah.
What helped you?
I still do suffer from imposter syndrome even now. Like, I'll feel like, okay, do I really belong in this place? And then something like, my husband will tell me, like, you know what, you belong here. Take up this.
Always
space,
convince
belong
yourself that you belong
and
here.
sometimes I feel like, no, man, am I sure? I think my father also really played a huge role in building me, because he always wanted me to be in business. And I feel reverting back to say, okay, I see I've always been good when I was assisting him with invoices and all that. And now when I grow into business space, I get to understand to say, okay, maybe this is why I've been built to come here, because I also struggled to get opportunities in the accounting spaces. I did the degree in accounting, and all my friends were now being CAs and they were now getting fancy jobs.
And it wasn't happening for you.
It wasn't happening for me. And I was like, okay, now am I really going to be here for, because I worked in the bank. I worked for a bank for 3 years. And when there was, after 3 years, I think there was retrenchment. That's when I actually started my business. Because when I was being retrenched, they were moving me to a different branch, but they were not increasing. So I needed to travel a longer distance, while as there was no increase. And I was like, no, it's fine. Now it's time to resign. In fact, my husband sent me a resignation letter that day and said, just resign.
Hey, what?
I was like, are you sure? He's like, resign, we'll see what you do. And yeah, so that's when the business started. And I think ever since then, I struggled a lot with self-esteem. I tried to build myself, but sometimes there would be a breaking day, like, oh, yeah, no, Buningi, I can't. But there's days where you're like, no, man, you can do this. You just need to pick yourself up and just remain resilient. Do it over and over again. Because today you sleep, you are down. Tomorrow you're like, you need to wake up at the end of the day and you still need to do it. Because there's no backup plan. This is the plan and there's no backup. You just need to make it.
Also for you, you are having to push yourself.
Yeah,
And what has worked is the support from Ohabi.
The support from Mohabi really, really helped.
If someone says, I don't have that support.
If someone says, I don't have that support, then I would say find support within other entrepreneurs. Find support within, obviously not every family member will support you, but find support within other people who are in the business space, because there are ladies who are still happy to assist you and give you a hug when you need it. And I know it's difficult in business, Mr. Osam. It's so difficult. You can't really make it without that support system. You really need that support system.
You need others
some
to grow.
days are better than others. And you just need that one person that's gonna tell you that you are worth it. You can do it. And with SAB Tolwana, you get those people before they even start. They'll ask you, how are you feeling? Yeah, how are you feeling? Like, what do you
Where are
need
you in life?
in life? So you just need that person who's going to ask you, how are you feeling?
Wonderful. As we close, any last words that you have for any type of entrepreneurs? Do you have entrepreneurs that are in your heart? I'm suspecting for you, it could be young entrepreneurs. Just a suspicion. If I'm wrong, correct me, and just any words of encouragement to whatever type of entrepreneur is in your heart.
Well, you're correct. Well, maybe it's not a suspicion, but you are correct. Having to work with young entrepreneurs. When we started out in business, well, about 10 years back now, we were young with my wife. She quit her job in July. In September, I also quit, and then we said, let's start this thing, And we didn't really have much support. We made a lot of mistakes.
In entrepreneurship, mistakes are lessons.
It cost us quite a lot and took us a long time to recover. So for any entrepreneur that needs to be sustainable, programs such as the Tulana program, they are the type of programs that one can find the support that they need. And you don't have to figure out everything all at once and by yourself. So find an ecosystem that is going to elevate you. Join a program, even if it doesn't come with any grant funding or any money for that matter.
It's the environment.
It is the environment, because through that network and that ecosystem, as a business, you are able to thrive. There's no my saying that being an entrepreneur is hard on itself. There are those days, or there are those towards month end. That's where the pressure comes in, where you need to be chasing invoices, and that payroll has to be honored, and all of these other service providers need to be paid. And no one might be able to understand because they want their money. But when you are within an ecosystem and you are able to learn from others as to how they've come and how they've overcome those challenges, it's always better. So instead of trying to figure things out by yourself. Just find yourself a coach, find yourself a mentor, find yourself a program that aligns to the goal that you want to achieve. And even if you don't get any money out of it, just know that through the training and the development of that program, you'll be able to stand even after COVID, after the riots. 5 years later, TP12. Now we are looking at the new batch that is going to come in, the new cohort that is going to come in for the SAB Foundation. Get yourself a mentor so that you don't have to make mistakes that you might not be able to recover from. So you might not be as lucky as we were, that we recovered from those, but here's an opportunity. Join a program, find yourself a mentor, find yourself a coach.
Last words, Noma.
Build sisterhood. I think, Mr. Osam, a lot of people also struggle from mental issues and depression because of some issues you can't really discuss with anyone. So you just need to build that sisterhood with someone and build that trust. I know not everybody can be trusted, but just find that someone that you can lean on. And just know that you've got a sister for life there. And another thing that I would say is you just need to be reliant. The fact that you are an entrepreneur, you just need to know you need to show up. Yeah, you just need to show up. Know that you've got yourself
Always
to
show
rely on
up.
at the end of the day. So you just need to wake up, show up, and build sisterhood. And I think the Tolana program is actually one of the best things that can ever happen to somebody else. And I'd really recommend it to anyone. And it really, really built me. For me, it really built me a lot, Mr. Awesome. It really built my business. And I would really love for other entrepreneurs to be a part of it.
Thank you.
If you followed us to this extent, thank you very much, and we sincerely appreciate. Don't forget to hit the subscribe button because we are trying to build something strong for African entrepreneurship community, Nigerian entrepreneurship community. So on this channel, we are going to be gathering a lot of knowledge. Don't forget to always visit us back and check if we have something new for you. Thank you very much. Bye. Glittarz Group, rebranding Nigeria.